Ramble.
Thank you to Curology and Rosetta Stone for sponsoring this episode.
I didn't come to the South. You came to the North.
Oh, hell
The
yeah.
North, remember.
Welcome to Guilty Pleasures. What the heck is up, people? How are we doing? How we feeling out there, fam?
Another iconic episode where we have been forced into watching some of the greatest film of all time that has been kept a secret.
Yep.
But that's the one good thing that's come out of this strike.
This is your intro to K-dramas.
This is the
K-dramas.
first K-drama I've ever seen in my life.
Oh
K-dramas.
my goodness. Yo,
Yeah.
K-dramas?
Just a good blue sky. Who doesn't love a blue sky production?
Anime brought to life.
Oh my God.
We're talking about Crash Landing on You, which maybe you know, maybe you don't. It is a K-drama. It is a love story set in North Korea. Yeah, you heard that right.
Yep.
We're going to talk about it. But K-dramas in general, it's kind of this Pandora's box that once you open it, you go, oh no, I'm in.
Yeah. It's literally from the first 15 minutes, I want to say, and then it just like introduces the premise, and you're like, you know what? I think I will watch every K-drama that has ever existed. Damn,
this is
that's crazy.
complicated, and I like it.
Yeah,
These
I love
episodes are like 75 minutes each
Yeah.
and too short.
It's giving Succession.
Oh my
It's-
God. Yes.
Yeah. It starts off as Succession,
The
and then
family drama.
it turns into Jungle to Jungle.
An hour and a half.
Yeah.
Like, not long enough.
Before we begin this episode, I want to kind of talk directly to you, guilty horse out there, and make a confession, make a plea, ask for help. Here's what it is that we are, 5 months into honoring the strike,
Yes.
which is crazy. We are certainly not the ones who are suffering the most right now.
That guy.
If you could give to any writers' funds, if you have money to spare, I know they would greatly appreciate it as they continue through this strike. But we've been trying to keep this show going. We've been giving it the old college try. We're running out of shit. I'm week to week, I'm struggling to figure out what should we cover next. So we've got some great episodes ahead. We're covering music. We are covering some foreign films. But what we're finding is that we're just turning to some of the greatest movies ever made, which
Yes.
is awesome.
Yeah,
super
which is fun.
fun.
Yeah.
But,
I keep throwing documentaries out there. They keep getting swatted away like flies. The boys refuse to document.
I really want to watch the one about the guy that ran against Putin. I really want to do that.
Oh,
Navalny. I
Navalny,
told you
yeah.
it's my favorite documentary of all time.
Yeah.
What fucking jokes are we going to
that's
have
very
about
fair.
Navalny?
That's very fair.
It's not, I don't know if it's a guilty pleasure, but we haven't stuck to that for this entire show.
It's a great point.
That's
And
fair.
by the way, I love just doing the great movies, and they are good for my soul, and I want to do more of those. But what I'm looking for suggestions, I don't need great movies. I've got those. We've got Garrick got those. Kelsey got those.
Yeah.
We need some of the foreign film guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I miss it. And so I was talking to the office here, and I was like, what the hell can we do? And Kaylin was like, oh shit, I got it for you. My favorite K-drama, Crash Landing on You. And here we are. So we're going to talk about this show, but yeah, this is Guilty Horse. Get at us. If you have any foreign film or TV guilty pleasures, hit us up. I really liked this.
I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
I don't know
fun.
what was guilty about this at all, but
Yeah.
then again, I am not cultured enough in K-dramas to know if this is good or cringe
Right.
because I was invested from the, talk about good writing.
Yeah.
They know how to set up a story.
Yeah, because I think that there is just such high stakes of landing in a demilitarized zone and then hoping, I thought that the whole thing, or the beginning of it was just going to be her floating into North Korea and then her trying to figure her way out.
Yeah.
Just like, no, you're going to float into the demilitarized zone and you are going to accidentally run into the north side of Korea when people who are soldiers from North Korea saying, don't go over there.
Yeah.
For the love of God, don't go over there. We can't have you over there. Go back this way, trying to lead them correctly to South Korea. But yeah, it's what a way to just milk that premise.
Yeah.
Let's hit them with the synopsis.
Yeah.
So in classic K-drama fashion, this is about forbidden love. Two people from different worlds who, will they? Won't they?
Yeah.
They must. Seri has it all. She's a fashion designer. She's dating Korean idol pop stars. She's in the tabloids. She's about to launch the next product that's going to bring her company to the next level. Her family, they're rich as fuck. They're loaded.
0 or 0.001% of
Not even
wealth.
1%. 0.001.
That's
The
crazy.
tippity top. And the dad, he wants Sari to run the company. Everything's coming up her. But, she paraglides into North Korea.
And here's the thing, you guys.
It's so fucking funny.
That's so
Guilty
good.
Horse, please listen. When Zachary wrote in our group chat, LOL, we have to do this. It's about someone paragliding into North Korea. I went, we can't do this. What are you fucking What could you possibly be talking about? Someone paraglides into North Korea. Guilty Horse, stop what you're doing right now. Turn on Netflix and watch this fucking show. It is giving everything you could have ever imagined off of the most ridiculous plot I have ever heard.
Yeah.
First of all, she's a fashion jewelry designer, and she's like, my next product that's gonna bring us to the next level.
Yeah.
Paragliding clothes.
Jumpsuits.
Yeah,
Because they helped her get over her depression, paragliding.
So we just for context, by the way, we only watched the first 2 episodes. I believe there are 16.
Oh, thank God.
So we're gonna be talking about the beginning of this show. We don't know where it ends. We didn't have,
Time.
20 hours to watch this show.
Yeah.
But it is so, we'll go in order-ish, but just to talk about the paragliding moment, it is such a funny way to jump off a series. You have her paragliding, and she sees a tractor flying through the sky with terrible CGI.
It's giving Wizard of Oz nods.
Oh, yeah. And you have the tornado come in, and she goes, oh, no!
She paraglides straight into a tornado.
Yeah. And wakes up in the DMZ.
Dorothy isn't in, where is she? Kansas
Kansas.
Anymore. She's in North Korea.
Hey, this isn't South Korea anymore.
I have a feeling we're not in Seoul anymore.
Yeah,
Oh my
Oh my
God.
God. It is the funniest way in, because even when you were explaining the synopsis, it's just like, wow, this is a very serious drama.
Yes.
And then she paraglides into North Korea. She could have found her way into North Korea in
Anyway.
so many different ways.
So many ways.
Different
Oh, yeah,
grounded
Mr. Writer,
ways.
try and top it.
Yeah.
That's fair. But
You
even
know they just went through, what's the most ridiculous? What's the most even more ridiculous? Give me one more ridiculous. than
Exactly.
that.
Let's go 3 layers deep of ridiculous. It was like, what if she just loves paragliding and she just floats into North Korea?
But that's what I love about it is
Yeah.
even just based on seeing the ending of the second episode, I know that the paragliding is so much more deeper than just a random choice. They're
Yeah.
going to make it connect back to her
course.
mental health. And I'm like, God, that's good.
That's good.
Let's be clear. It absolutely was a random choice. And then they said,
they're
how do
like-
we
Make it make
justify
sense.
this?
Let's take it
Make it make
seriously.
sense.
Let's actually do this. But
Yes.
it's so funny because the only ridiculous thing about this show, I mean, based off of the first 2 episodes, is the paragliding. That's literally everything else past the point of just conflict, I guess, is true and grounded. And if you were searching for a way back home, these are the steps you would take, regardless of how you got there.
Yeah, it has a goofy tone.
Yeah.
But it never, other than the paragliding, it doesn't go into breaking logic.
Yeah, really, really, really goofy situations.
And I think just in general, this is just a writing tip. I'm gonna give one. You get one gimme,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You people are willing to suspend belief for one thing in your premise. And so if your one thing is she paraglided in North Korea, you don't go, but how would the
It's a
radar
tornado,
would
that's
find
how.
the thing, and just
It's
fucking
it
go
doesn't
with it.
matter.
Yeah.
And we sign up.
Yeah. Especially if that's the only, not that that's exactly your point, but if that is literally sandwiched with straight up, drama, straight up Rambo in the woods
Yes.
trying to get out of it.
That's the thing is it was giving as much action as it was drama, as
Yeah.
it was rom-com. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is happening? Because there is so much. It really was Succession.
Yeah.
Okay, opening shot.
Great.
I fucking loved. It's basically the same opening as Hobbs and Shaw. But you have these curtains, and it's a split screen, and you see two curtains open, whoosh, with this really lovely sound effect, whoosh. And you see on one side North Korea, on the other a beautiful bustling city. And I just, from the first shot, I was like, oh, I like this.
I was like, cool. Is this another body swap film? How did we get here again?
God. Yeah.
Living opposite kooky, crazy lives.
Yeah.
But you get to see, I mean, we're hit with an opening theme song. Love those. American TV, bring them back.
Why are we doing these?
I miss the Full House, the fucking Family Matters, that entire era of just...
Whatever happened?
Let's just get back to it. Why did we leave? Did we just run out of singers? Is that what it is?
I think it was a time constraint,
It's a time,
right?
it's for sure a time thing. If you're spending a minute and a half singing, you're like, I remember the first commercial break in TV was filled with mostly title sequence, and I got a little upset about it.
Maybe that's why, I think that's the only reason Succession was so great.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
The title sequence?
Yeah, it's theme song.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Boing, ding.
Can I just give a quick shout out? There is, I think, IndieWire, the podcast, does an interview with Nicholas Bertel, who is the composer for Succession, and the way that he talks about music in relation to story is just phenomenal.
Oh, awesome.
And please don't turn this episode off, but maybe cue it up for later.
Yeah.
Suri is living the life.
Yeah, she is.
Oh my goodness, she is dating an idol who is hot. She's sexy boy. And they say, like, you've been dating baseball and soccer players. You've been dating idols. Like, oh shit, she's a badass.
But she's a businesswoman because she's not doing it for the dick. She's doing it to sell product. She is doing it for the bag. She needs to show off these earrings in paparazzi photos, her next bag, her next outfit.
Yeah,
she's a smart lady.
So they pixelate her face, but then she asks to reduce the pixelation to show off the earrings.
Yeah, because she needs the stock prices to jump, which I don't know about business, but sounds right to me.
Yeah. Sounds like stock going up is a good thing.
That's what makes sense.
Yeah.
We like stock go up.
We like stocky uppity.
I want my money investing.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. Those are big business words.
Funds.
All right. It was a good try.
Fuck yes.
You got so far. You run a business, sir.
Barely.
What else happens in the show?
Okay, so there is, we keep saying Succession, and it's because you have I was like, why the fuck are we watching this? You see this big family, and it is all of her siblings who they want to inherit this company, and she's self-made.
Roy
They
chair.
keep calling her self-made woman, which I'm like, okay.
You started off as a billionaire's
You're
daughter.
still rich
Yeah,
as
that's
fuck.
not fair.
But congratulations, you made your own company.
Well, she turned it. She left the family, and
Yep.
she turned
that's
it back on the
true.
family, and just kind of I think you just start over at that
Yeah.
point. Your family's not going to really give you money for investments.
You don't think she had a contact or two that helped her out?
that
was a slight-
child.
a slightly
You know?
different starting line. Let's
Yeah,
say that.
okay.
much.
Yeah, let's say
But
that.
the rest of the family hates her.
Yeah.
They're coming to meet Papa, and they're ready to find out who is Logan Roy going to appoint as the next heir.
Shit.
And she doesn't show up. And then you hear clump, 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 clump her fucking
Those
heels.
clap, those
Clump,
fucking
clump, clump.
heels.
What sound effect do you make for heels?
Yeah, no, you're right.
I don't know how to say because it's not clump, but it's like,
Clap, 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 clap.
oh, it's so much better.
Thank you.
Plop, 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 plop.
Yep, she's stepping in water.
Yeah.
There's something I love about the echo of heels in a big hall.
It's ASMR where
It's
I'm like,
powerful.
oh yeah, this feels good.
Yeah.
It feels like someone sexy is coming. I don't know.
Yeah. So there's someone powerful,
Someone
deserving
powerful.
of the silence.
Yeah, because there's something about the power of a gate that you feel when someone is in heels. It's just like I can tell the stature of the person coming based off of like
they've
how
been walking in heels.
they've been walking in heels. The confidence, I can feel the confidence.
Clump,
in a heel.
clump, clump, clump.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't give our girl a clump.
No, she
But
doesn't
it
deserve
is
a clump.
such she's cold. She's badass, but like mean. She
Yeah.
comes
Like-
in, she's like, I came to say hello, good day.
Yeah.
Father's like, it's you.
I've seen what you've done.
Yeah.
And she's like, if I'm the new CEO, can I fire people? And he's like, yeah. And she basically looks at all her siblings and is like, good, because this guy
you.
sucks. Fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, oh shit, you
yeah.
suck.
So when most of these when most of these shows or movies start off where someone is getting lost in a place where they don't understand and they have to learn how to be more compassionate and whatnot, I when I was watching this, I was like, oh God, I wish I saw more of her being cruel.
Because she was so goofy, silly.
Yeah,
lovable.
Yeah. Immediately when she landed, and she's like, oh, I mean, use my womanly charm.
Yeah, she knows how to play the game,
which is very fun. But I was like, that's all well and good, but why am I watching her be nice already? Or why am I watching her learn a lesson already when I haven't seen why she needed to learn the lesson in the first place? Because at the beginning, I'm like, okay, well, she just became this, the new CEO of their, I guess, investment group or company. And I don't know, the pixelation didn't, like, that whole scene didn't feel like a reason why this person needed to learn a lesson at all.
Mm-hmm.
I had very low maintenance skin growing up, and as a result, I didn't know how to do anything for myself. Now I'm getting older, it's starting to show signs of age. Our skin has a huge effect on our confidence. If you have acne or if you're noticing signs of aging like me, it can be frustrating to waste time and money on products that aren't formulated for you. That's why I recommend Curology. Curology's personalized prescriptions are formulated to treat your individual skin needs, from acne to the earliest signs of aging. It's easy. You just fill out a quiz about your skin, share some photos, and a provider will prescribe a personalized formula based on your skin's unique needs. In a clinical trial of 150 Curology patients, 9 out of 10 patients saw an improvement in their acne in 3 weeks. Self-reported, results may vary. Now, get up to 6 skincare products free, up to a $52 value with free shipping and a no-cost consultation with a licensed dermatology provider when you go to Curology.com/guilty. Go to Curology.com/guilty for this free offer. That's Curology.com/guilty. Prescription products are excluded from free product offer. Applies only to your first box, subject to consultation. New subscribers only. See Curology.com for full details. I want to be a world traveler. I want to keep my brain sharp. Rosetta Stone has been the trusted expert with 30 years and millions of users and 25 languages offered. Y'all know I love traveling. I want to be able to get off the beaten path or some delicious food. I got to be able to speak the language. That's why I love Rosetta Stone. They immerse you in so many ways. This is fast language acquisition. So you're not just getting these translations that you have to memorize, right? You learn to really speak, listen, and think in that language. They have this built-in true accent feature that has speech recognition. It's convenient and an amazing value. You're going to get all 25 languages for life for 40% off the normal price. Don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. For a very limited time, our listeners can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 40% off. That's $179 for unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your 40% off at rosettastone.com/guilty today. Well, so I think my reading of this show, it gets into a very interesting place that we're going to keep talking about.
Yeah.
But I thought that it actually did do a good job of showing that CEOs are just broken people.
Yeah.
That they're holding on to these petty insecurities and arguments. And like you see her before her paragliding, like that she's stressed. But what I think is super fascinating about this show is that what they are posing as her problem is capitalism.
Yeah.
That is her flaw in the beginning. It's
wow.
like she doesn't care about her family. She wants to be the boss. All she cares about is her image.
Bottom line.
I mean, the way that they shoot South Korea, like the world that she lives in, is cold. It's not inviting and warm and fun. And so this is a show about someone entering North Korea.
Yeah.
And the semiotic message of the show seems to be capitalism's kind of bad.
Yeah.
So like listening to like Bong Joon-ho talk about what made him want to make like Parasite and Snowpiercer and all of those things, where he's just like, the ultimate enemy of everyone is classism, is capitalism, and all of that stuff. It just ruins people as a being, right? And so I feel like there is a lot of those undertones of being anti-capitalist, anti-classist in South Korean filmmaking, like in general, because especially if you
something
get
going
to
on right now, man.
something's going on. Like especially if you get to the K-drama side, and it's just like the thing that is supposed to make you feel warm and fuzzy, and
As a message.
as it's shot, blue sky as fuck. And they're like, look at how nice communism is.
Yeah.
Look at how nice this thing that is on the other side of the DMZ kind of feels. And we need to like slightly humanize it. Is that something is definitely going on.
You were going to touch on that, right? 'Cause
Oh,
that was
yeah,
a
please
big
do.
sticking point at first. We were like,
I
is
think-
this okay?
I think
to
this is the whole
do?
thing to talk about for the
Yeah.
next hour.
Yeah,
It's
please.
crazy. Because,
Yeah.
okay, so you meet our love interest, our boy, Captain Ree. That you have this this conflict in the DMZ between North Koreans and South Korean soldiers, and they from the beginning portray Captain Ree, our North Korean soldier, as the honorable one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is a choice.
Yeah.
This
He's
is a choice.
immediately a good guy.
Yeah.
And not only is he a good guy, but like he is the one who is level-headed and clear. And like let's blow the lid off of this. Let's address the elephant in the room. North Korea is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Right? But we don't know anything
We don't
about
know
it.
anything
There's
about
no
it.
media that comes out from there. It's super fucking controlled. We obviously, the three of us are far from experts
Yeah.
on the history. But this
Yeah.
to have a show come out of South Korea that has this humanizing and somewhat complimentary view of
Yeah.
North Korea at all
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
wildly shocking.
Right.
And I'll tell you, like, the notes that I have as I'm watching this, and we'll go back through order. But first, I'm like,
Yeah.
they're kind of making communism look a little cute.
Yeah.
Oh, they're making him look honorable.
Yeah.
Holy shit, is this glorifying
Yeah.
communism?
Yes,
Usually,
that was us.
I'm not sure. Usually, the first take on this type of like radical idea is a little darker. You know, it's a little bit taken more seriously, and that you finally got down to, which makes me feel like they've done it enough times that it's finally got to the soap opera level, where it's just like, we need to actually look at what they're doing over there, and
What are
maybe
we saying
the
about
sense
it?
of community is not as bad, and maybe we need to adapt some of those things. And so for them to get to that, for them to come all the way down to soap opera, like it just makes me happy in a weird way.
In a weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, so okay, well, let's put a pin in communism
Yeah.
as a big topic. But this is a love story between two people from different worlds, right?
Yes.
And that is irresistible every single time, no matter
Yeah.
if you do it campy, if you do it grounded. She is in a parachute. He's holding a gun up at her, and she literally falls into his arms.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Just she spider monkey jumps on
Yeah.
him.
I love that he didn't like grab her. He
Yes.
just kind of held his hands
Yeah,
out,
and
like,
she
oh god,
koala'd him.
So, I don't know what to do here. And it was so fun. And it's like one gun in one hand. And
Yes.
it's like, this is weird.
She's a goofy little goober.
She's a goofy.
She's the biggest, and that was to Garrick's point exactly. Was like in that I realized the way she was existing in South Korea was the facade. That's her acting. That's her being somebody she's not. Because when she's in North Korea, she's just herself. She's just really allowed to be herself. And
Yeah,
North
Guys,
maybe
Korea.
the
okay,
weight-
just if
the
you're
weight
not
of
getting
her.
this perfectly, I need you to know this is the fucking Hannah Montana movie.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But instead of what if Hannah went back to Montana, this is what if Suri went to North
North
Korea?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
crazy
She's
that
just
this
like,
exists.
The lack of, maybe it's what you were saying before, like the lack of responsibility
Yes.
of capitalism is what's making her herself.
Is
again,
making
you
her
know?
silly, goofy
Making
in
her
the
silly
face of a
goofy.
gun.
And I mean, they kind of, and this is what I was like kind of talking about before, about like having things be like sit a little bit longer before having her learn this lesson. I was really hoping that they were going to talk about her trying to find a mate and like how that has been troubling for her, or like they kind of like mentioned it, but not really. Where she's been dating all of these dudes, and then she just like did a hard turn. It was just like, yeah, I'm just trying to get the stocks up, and it's just like when in actuality, it's just you can't find somebody that it can keep up with you, and she had to literally go across the border to find
She
it.
literally had to go to North Korea.
What makes their relationship work? We haven't seen them kiss yet.
No,
I
we have
know
not.
it's coming, and
It
I
is.
fucking want it.
Yeah, he's
just
living.
kiss already.
I
He's
know.
living in his house.
Is that she's a goofy little goober,
Yep.
He's a
and
goof.
he is stoic.
He is a military boy.
By the books.
Yeah.
She's
Rule
a little bit
following.
country. He's a little bit rock and roll. They don't go together,
No.
Yeah.
but they keep falling into each other.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes the opposite sides of magnets,
They attract.
they got touch.
They've never, but they do touch. There is like this very funny bit of when they very first meet, like the back and forth of them trying to get away from each other, of him saying like, I should kill her. I should kill
That was
her.
fun.
And she's like, I'm getting away because I'm cute.
Yeah.
And in his head, he's like,
He can't
I'm going
even
to kill her.
He can't even look me in the eye,
Yeah.
and then it just jumps over. Just like I need to eliminate this woman.
Yeah.
Ooh,
and so
it really
like,
sucks.
to have this weird thing where it's almost subverting what we think is going to happen,
Yeah.
where it's
Yeah.
like she's using her charm to get away. It's like, I kind of love his character.
Yeah,
of
it's great.
Being like, I am married to the military.
Yeah.
This is my duty. I don't have time for girls. I don't have the heart for this bullshit.
Right.
He is like, deny, deny, deny.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that subversion.
I will argue that Eastern storytelling has this stoic protagonist down.
Oh,
like
yeah.
they fucking every time they're there, they rip that shit. And this is me referring to like, you know, a lot of anime stuff, but in general, like if there is a protagonist or like somebody who is quiet or the strong silent type, he is always your favorite. I mean,
Why I'll never be the favorite.
it's always I'll never
but
be the
in
favorite.
America,
Yeah, you're not. That's not the
the
cool
goofy
thing.
guy,
Goofy goober.
Yeah.
The
I'm more
cool
of a
thing
Sayri.
is to be the big brash and like Rambo type. I
Yeah.
brought up Rambo twice, I know, but like the Expendables, let's say, like everybody is super like
Yoked.
in your face, yoked,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. But
Toxic
like,
masculine.
yeah, over there it's just like, no, I need to be very silent and quiet.
Well, look at the Marvel effect, right? Of
Yeah.
of every superhero making a quip.
yes,
Like what? Like, well, that was crazy. Pew pew. You know, like
Right.
they're like joking while they're doing it. Whereas the most effective is always someone who's
Yeah.
just fucking stoic.
old.
He's just about
Golden
his duties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's I mean, it's in the second episode, I believe, but he's trying to find out who killed his brother.
Yes.
His-
Okay. So the big reveal, right? You
Yeah.
think he's just like this try-hard military guy that's obsessed with rules and following by the book, and he's never had pussy, and That's what it is. That's what they're giving. And by the second episode, you find out it's actually he's trying to avenge his brother's untimely, suspicious death,
Mm-hmm.
and he is the son of the director of the military.
Director
important
of
boy.
someone. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's important.
Yeah.
This show said, I'm going to give you romance. I'm going to give you suspense and mystery. I'm going to
Espionage.
give you international conflict.
Yeah, yeah, because there's like an internal thing that is happening there's just this internal espionage, and people are doing things that they shouldn't be.
In the first episode, she eventually gets to his house to stay and hide out, and they're arguing over breakfast. And she literally is trying to explain who she is and why he can't kill her, and he's not listening. And she's like, "Are you listening to me? I'm talking about we're starting a war." And I was like, we're in the first episode, you guys. How could you get greater stakes than starting a war over like a prisoner of war?
Did you find him hot?
Absolutely.
Tell me more.
He was a leader. And there is something about a guy who doesn't want you that makes him hotter. Where you're like, I'm going to keep trying until I bag this bitch. And he did not want anything to do with our girl.
Not only does he not want her, he's going to
Need her.
arrest her.
Yeah.
He's going to turn her in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this minefield scene in the first episode where she's trying to run away and he steps on a mine really effective storytelling.
Oh,
yeah.
Mine will get me every time.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And then,
it's-
who's in the shits now?
Yeah, it is the new version of quicksand where like
Bro, yeah.
if you step in quicksand and you see that foot sink, you're like, oh fuck. Well, there it goes. But again, now it's like you step on that button and it's just like, well, you're fucked if you move.
Yeah.
So let's figure out how to throw you a rope or something. And I forget what movie it was, but I know it wasn't Kingsman, even though Kingsman did that in the second one. But there was an old movie I remember watching with my dad and like crying when I saw that the guy stepped on a mine, and I was just like, "Oh, fuck, he's done." And it was one of the ones where as soon as you it was a bouncing Betty, so as soon as you step off, it flies up and it gets to your torso and explodes there.
I had
Sorry,
never heard that
A
word.
bouncing Betty?
Why do you
Bouncing
know
Betty,
these things?
Call of Duty.
Ah.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
So there are different types of mines.
Yeah.
Some you step on, and it's once you release the pressure.
Yeah, that's
it blows
usually
up.
what it is.
But then there's another one where you step on it
And
and
it
it
explodes.
jumps.
It jumps. It spins and it spins up to your torso level and explodes there.
Just in
to
case
get-
So
normal
you can't-
explosion wasn't enough.
Okay. It'll just blow your legs off.
It'll just blow your legs off. Most
And
of
it
the time,
wasn't
it'll just blow your
effective
legs
enough.
off. The bouncing Betty will actually
Oh,
kill you.
war. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Men.
What is it good for?
Yeah.
Ooh, you have this little murder subplot where Captain Ree, there's someone else in the North Korean army who, just by the way they frame him with the camera, you're like, oh, he bad guy.
Yeah.
he's a bad
It's
dude.
so
The
Yeah.
music, the
Yeah.
entrances, the exits.
Yeah.
no subtlety at all.
It gives a lot of like, you know, head of the Nazi corps or whatever, head of the SS, and like this is the one that actually doesn't fuck around, whereas Captain Ree is the one that will like see the humanity in people.
But just so you know that he's bad, he disposes of some mercenaries, these grave diggers that are working for him for some reason, who knows. And he kills him with a car with spikes on the front.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it's like a construction vehicle that
Yeah.
pushes dirt around.
Yeah.
But
The
it's
most
people.
inefficient murder
Yeah.
of all time.
Yeah.
Bro, if I want to kill some people out in the middle of nowhere, gun?
Yeah, gun. But the whole thing, the whole conspiracy that, you know, Captain Ree is trying to uncover is that all of these accidents that keep on happening are explainable. And so when he goes off and uses his truck to like force another car off the road, you can say like, oh, they were just in an accident. But it's happened 3 times.
Yeah.
One time being with his brother, and he's like, I need to figure out
Who did this?
Because even when he's explaining this to, I didn't even catch who this person was that he was talking to, but he is the highest ranking official, and he was trying to explain someone actually killed my brother. He wasn't in a car accident, and he was like, well, I mean, how could you prove that? And so like that's where I'm the plausible deniability is there.
Garrick alluded to it earlier, but you have, like, the first episode takes place within the DMZ, and then you have this really genuinely funny moment where Suri is running away from our goofy North Korean soldiers, and she doesn't realize that she's running to the fence that leads into North Korea.
Yeah.
And they're like, no.
Please don't
You're
go there.
not going the right
We
way.
will all die if
Yes.
you go over there.
They're
Yeah.
like, your country isn't that way.
Yeah.
It's a really great scene, but she climbs the fence, jumps into North Korea. Oh, fuck, we are locked into this conflict.
Yeah.
And she gets past a guard because he's watching another K-drama.
Yes,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is accurate now
And
that I've seen them.
That's where I started to like fall in love with the show, because first I was like, okay, well, they're just humanizing it kind of monsters in a way, or like what we've been expected to believe of them. And then you just realize that these are kids who are trying to do a job.
Right.
And that is essentially what all war is we're just sending
Brainwashing.
children at their most mentally pliable.
Yeah, one that also, I think, establishes what I imagine will be a theme of this, is that people in North Korea who were separated because of a conflict that they didn't have anything to do with.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a yearning for the culture below the DMZ, right? They want to, they like it, but they are forbidden from it. And clearly the show is trying to say that there is something up there that this society has lost as well.
Right.
It was really surprising because Suri gets to this little old village, and I'm like, what the fuck? This show is making communism look adorable.
Yeah. It looked like a little treehouse set you want to climb on.
Oh my God. They all wake up together.
Yeah.
There's a morning announcement.
Yeah.
They all are like, they're just
It's
dancing.
dance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the
It's
morning
choreographed.
exercise.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
The morning in sync dance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
the kids are singing and dancing.
Yeah.
So we all are feeling pretty woefully undereducated here. So I, tried to read up on this, and there wasn't as much literature on this show as I was expecting. But I wanted to hear from people who have more of a knowledge of Korean culture and of K-dramas. Like, how did people receive this show?
Yeah.
So I pulled some quotes that were interesting to me. There was this one article from the Asia Pacific Journal. It's by Stephen Epstein and Christopher K. Green. And they were talking about this show as a pretty radical step forward in South Korean media, portraying and humanizing North Korea at all. And I imagine as we go on through the show, we're going to see these themes come out. So first of all, there is an irony presented in the beginning just with their names. So her name comes from a clown that is originally on the northern seaside town of Haju. Ri, his lineage, has roots in the south. Okay. So, already their names are showing, you guys have been displaced just because of this conflict and this border.
Yeah.
But what they say in this, and I'm quoting here, is Crash Landing is playing, or at least has the potential to play, an important role in the non-linear process of transforming North Korea in both the domestic and global imagination from a rogue state ruled by crazy despots to yet another country with its own particular history, strengths, and weaknesses. Mm-hmm. Now, I think that's a bit of a simplification. North Korea is this show, came out right when North Korea was threatening a quote-unquote birthday present. You still have a crazy fucking ruler who has nuclear weapons. But suffice to say, this is the first show that is showing that there are people up there who are they're people.
It's normal.
Which is pretty fucking radical and wild.
This was the first show to do that.
I think so.
Wow.
It's certainly,
that's crazy.
That is a big deal.
Because I thought, like I was saying before, I thought that they're trickling. They've talked about this so often that it trickled down to the soap opera.
Well, so I should have read this quote first because I think it's better at giving context here. So attempts to create verisimilitude in depicting the North, albeit amidst less than realistic conventions of the romantic comedy, make this show a crucial text for evaluating ongoing change in South Korean popular representation of its neighbor. The drama provides some of the strongest evidence to date that media developments of the last decade are affecting South Korean public's understanding of North Korea, and that the rise of variety and reality shows featuring resettled North Koreans living in the South, which already crazy, right? I want to watch those. Together with self-broadcasts from this community of Talbukja, which means those who have left the North via platforms like Africa.tv and YouTube, are encouraging ever more realistic and detailed pictures of the country's people and its social and economic structures. And this article goes on to say that, again, things are just not black and white.
Yeah, nothing is.
Well, I think it also just speaks to...
I also want to be clear, we're not pro North Korea on this podcast.
No, we're pro people.
I think that's clear, but okay.
Well, that's what I was going to say was, I think that's it just shows the importance of media, even if you're not political, you have a way of impacting people about things that originally we think we don't give a shit about, or it doesn't affect us, or why should we care? And even just watching this, I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize that I had never humanized North Koreans.
You never really thought
I'm
about
not
it.
close enough to know. I couldn't help but feel watching it, at least in the first 2 episodes, it felt a little too complimentary of life above the border. It was it's really making this seem quite lovely. But I think what is more interesting in it is, one, this changing of opinion to have a major South Korean show showing empathy at all is radical as hell. But also, as we talked about before, what is going on in a country that has been overrun by capitalism. And in many ways, South Korea has just had this supercharged American experience of the way capitalism's taken over, where they are so jaded by it and damaged by it that they're looking above and being like, oh, the way of life that we've lost.
The way with no internet and no cell phones might be better.
Might be better.
Kimchi cellar, which that seemed dope.
That was very cool. And then the one person sauna in the plastic bag, that was also very cool.
Trying to get one for my house.
The cool thing about it is that the only people trying to kill her are on the capitalist side, and they are her family.
Oh yeah.
And on the north side, the people with guns are trying to make sure that she gets back home safely.
That's such a good point.
And if that isn't a testament to our economic system ruining our lives to the point where we would rather have our fucking family
Enemies,
die, than actually look for them and or make less money. Let's say that I feel like that it does a really good point of that, or a really good Sorry, I kind of stumbled through that.
Don't apologize.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're saying philosophical, thought-provoking things.
Oh God.
I mean, it's funny because we're talking so much about the subtext of the show as opposed to just the love story, but it is. I mean, it's a subtext that is loud and in your face.
Yeah.
It just, I can't believe this exists.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The one moment that made me like giggle and smile of like the love story, right? Because you're like, oh God, they're obviously both so hot. She even names it when she first meets him in the woods, where she's like, it's too bad we didn't meet under different circumstances. You're my type. But she's been living in his house. She's struggling because
that's
she's
when she said
rich,
maybe hopefully when we reunify we can reconnect.
Yeah, and she's been living in his house under these awful circumstances. She's in a military guy's house. He doesn't have conditioner. He doesn't have body wash.
Yeah,
and she knows
the lights shut off at
like
8 o'clock.
The lights shut off at like 10 o'clock, and he goes to a market and goes to sort of like, I guess, this version of like Canal Street where they're hiding things under bags and you see that they actually hoard products and beauty products from South Korea in North Korea because it's just better.
Yeah.
And he kind of has to go on the black market and gets her all of these products and things that she would want and brings it back to her and like hands her this giant duffel bag of stuff. And the funniest part was like he had never seen women's bras before and he bought all of them because he had no idea what size bra she was. And like if he wanted to, he would. You know what I'm saying?
Smart.
And I was just like, that was so cute and sweet and silly and such a goofy way of showing for the first time that he was interested in her.
Find you a stoic man.
A stoic
who
kid,
gets
man.
you
Black market skincare.
Yeah.
beauty products.
Yeah, it's just...
Also, by the way, if you're out there and you're not buying Korean skincare products, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
If your sunscreen comes from the U.S., you're fucking up.
Yeah.
Put me on those, please. Okay. Yeah.
I got you, bro.
Yeah.
Rainie, do you have fun facts?
I've got 3.
Woo!
I'll take
How
'em.
fun.
I have one, but I imagine it's the most
Where was
obvious
this
one.
filmed? I was thinking about that the entire time.
That's one of mine. Is that yours?
I know it.
Ah.
This was filmed in Mongolia.
Nice.
They really that's another thing too is, when they're showing South Korea, it is like coffee shops and buildings and like it's not nice.
Yeah.
And then they cut to North Korea and it's like lush rolling green hills and wild animals and they filmed in Mongolia.
Serene. It's serene.
I think the fun fact to end them all. Our leads,
No.
What?
they doing the dirty.
Oh, nice.
That makes me so happy.
Are they married? Or what's
They
going-
got married.
Nice.
They met on this show, and they're in love.
Oh my god!
That's adorable.
I love that shit. I love it so fucking much. Give me
need
that
it.
tea.
They got into a relationship after the show concluded.
Aw.
They married in 2022. Oh my god! And she's pregnant.
Oh, that's cute.
Aww.
Oh, wow. And how about this? From Washington Post, this show was inspired by an actual event when a South Korean actress and 3 friends accidentally strayed into disputed waters between the North and South on a boat trip, even talking to North Korean fishermen after getting lost in fog.
Ooh.
Wow.
Spoopy.
Okay.
Boopy. There you go.
But again, a boat is more boring than a paraglider.
Yeah,
so
paraglider's
it
way
makes-
more lit.
It makes sense. It makes sense that they do a paraglider.
I want to watch more K-dramas.
Oh,
Yeah.
if you don't think I'm going home to watch the rest of this
Yeah,
tonight, you're wrong.
I want the suggestion for the best one. I'm that person where if I find a new genre, I
yeah,
will,
give me the exemplary.
let me
This is
and
my
then go
your
down from there.
name moment.
Yeah.
I want to know what's my Taylor Swift,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
is
yeah,
my
yeah.
Rolling Stones, and what
Right.
is my what's the other one? Beatles. What did you say? Whatever.
Oh, Metallica?
That was a little too
Akira?
inside baseball for the
Yeah.
guilty whores out there.
Now it's time for us to decide, is this show a pleasure, a guilty
Ooh.
pleasure, or just plain
Buddy.
guilty?
I'm going to go
Buddy.
first because I'm going to say that I was really pitched this as a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
And I have nothing guilty to say about this. I'm
Yeah.
enjoying it. It's well shot. The acting is really good. It's cheesy and it knows it, but it's not cringy. It's just like, how silly. Like, oh my God, that would never happen. Oh my God. And it's a get lost in the sauce, but then you leave with the subconscious thoughts of maybe North Koreans, the people deserve a second chance.
Yeah.
And that I did not expect.
We-
Therefore, I can't give it a guilty pleasure.
I think we have to put the asterisk of we've only seen the first 2 episodes.
Fair enough.
We cannot judge the entire series.
Yes.
And the
This is amazing.
second asterisk, we don't know that much about Korean politics.
No, we don't. Yo, sick.
No.
Yo, listen, the asterisks just say we don't know anything.
Yeah.
What's up?
We got a lot of shit going on here in America. It's bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just say I want to watch more of it.
Yes.
yeah.
You do.
I'm
I
gonna
do.
give it a slight guilty pleasure because it feels like really good trash TV. Like,
Yeah.
it's a little trashy,
Little
But
bit.
I'm very curious to know what people think. And like, sound off. If anyone is living in South Korea who watches this show, like, what did people think about this?
Yeah.
I would be really fascinated to know because it just when I heard about it, I was like, wow, what a crazy premise. Then I watched it. It's kind of blowing my mind that
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
exists as
Yeah.
Yeah.
something that was popular.
Yeah. I am fully just hooked on this one. I'll probably finish it, at least the first season. I want to see if she gets back or not. I think that is, I guess, just a sign of it just being good in general.
It works. That's
it
the
works.
thing. It's silly.
Yeah.
It's goofy. The tone is heightened. The premise is crazy. What it's dabbling in is
Yeah.
audacious as fuck.
Yeah.
But it works.
Yeah.
And that I get. Yeah, I mean, that's as
Right.
high a praise as you can give
Yeah,
something.
it's just I really want to see this love story blossom.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. I don't know if I'm right in between pleasure and guilty pleasure, and I think I have
need
to
more.
watch
You
more
gotta watch
because I want to
more.
see. Because if it gets into a full on like espionage
Oh, it's going there.
situation between with infighting in the North in general. That would be very cool to see. I want to see what happened to his little brother, all of that stuff, while also him hiding the fact that he is not gonna marry this woman.
How about that? All right, we haven't done this in a couple weeks, but now it is time for our pleasure. These are other things in media that we are enjoying. Non-struck work addiction.
Yeah.
Addition.
Addiction.
This is very dumb of me and very like naive of me, but Freebird by Leonard Skinner fucking rips.
How did this enter your life? That
I
is
know,
so funny.
I know it's so stupid and it's so corny, but I'm love racing, all of that stuff. There has just been this resurgence of America, American-made cars because of what. So like in Le Mans, which is the 24-hour of Le Mans, it's a famous race and all of that stuff. An American like team hasn't like really been competitive in a while, and just recently this one that passed, Corvette won, which is American, and Cadillac got really close to winning, and then there was this special project to where they'll always one time a year, or not one time a year. Just every year, one car will be like a special situation or
It's
whatever.
gonna get back to Freebird.
It'll
somehow.
get back to
Okay,
Freebird.
I'm waiting
I'm sorry.
for it.
Yeah. And
I want to talk about Freebird. Cars.
yeah, no, it's just a whole story. I'm sorry. But okay, so they put a NASCAR, a new NASCAR in it, and everybody was like, why are they putting this heavy ass car? There's no way it's gonna compete to this. And it fucking dusted everything, and it's so sick to see that. But a lot of people have been overlaying Freebird over this American car, passing up every single fucking
for emphasis,
every single European car, because they're just like, America, yeah, look at fucking the Freebird, let's play that and everything. And so I've just been kind of listening to this 9-minute song over and over just to be like, oh man, this is cool. And then I'm like, do I fucking love this song? And then it gets to the solo, and I'm like, this shit fucking rips.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, it's good.
I've never felt more patriotic than I have while listening to Freebird.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Fuck yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Garrick loves America.
I mean, I love it when I'm listening to Leonard Skinner, apparently.
I got 2 music suggestions. Jessie Ware has a new album called That Feels Good. It is the gayest album you will ever hear in your life. It
Amazing.
feels like you are in a Shaka Khan gay club.
Yeah.
But it is just joyous, incredible pop music. It is absolutely fantastic. Pearls is my jam right now, but I cannot recommend it enough. You will be smiling ear to ear, dancing your little booty off listening to this album. She, I don't know where she came from. I was vaguely familiar with a couple songs from her last album. This blew me away. And then there's a band called Les Imperatrices. This isn't a new album. I'm just fucking with them hard right now. It's the sound that I'm into. Kind of is giving me Daft Punk meets Parcels with a little French lady singing.
Whoa.
They're great. And it feels like they are on the cusp of breaking through in America.
Yeah.
They're on something right now, and the sound is great. It's very funky boogie. I just want to, again, I'm real into wiggling my hips.
Okay.
Ooh.
I weirdly also just, I'm getting into French funk right now.
All right.
Okay.
French techno funk. I don't know. There's something that the French are on, and I dig their sound.
Rebellion.
Yeah.
Rebellion and croissants.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's my memoir title.
Yes.
I'm currently reading The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, which you've definitely seen the cover. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But I finally sat down to read it. It is the story of 2 twin girls growing up in the South that they decide to run away from their mostly African-American town, and one splits off from her black culture to raise herself as white, and they mysteriously come back to their town and things unfold. And while the plot sounds really interesting, I cannot applaud the writing of Britt Bennett enough. Her vivid way of talking about the South is so raw, and the lyricism she uses to make you feel like you're there. I can't explain how I can feel humidity on my skin when I'm reading her book.
Humanity on my skin.
I said humidity, but
Oh.
also humanity.
I was like, that is beautiful.
Beautiful line.
I feel right in my bones.
That is a lyric.
That is a lyric.
We'll pretend like I said that.
on my skin.
Anyway, I'm just getting started, but I'm already obsessed with her
Very
writing,
good.
and I'm finding myself slowing down because I want to
Nice.
make it last longer.
Yeah.
So highly recommend. And I've been in a nonfiction kick, so I was really excited to just hunker down and read something fiction.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this has been another perfect episode.
Wow.
it is.
We're amazing.
We're really
so
good.
This podcast is great.
Yeah, and we know so much about North Korea.
Yeah. Culture.
If I were listening, I'd probably rate this 5
Yeah.
stars.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
absolutely.
I'd tell a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I would recommend us future episodes to do. I would do all the things. I would probably send a little message to all the hosts telling them how wonderful they are.
And
Yeah.
hot.
I
And
would
hot.
definitely focus on their physical appearance.
Yeah, you
because,
got
who cares about anything else?
I don't
Nobody
hear
cares
enough
about
of it.
anything else.
I certainly wouldn't tell them that they're interesting.
No.
I would
No.
talk about
And
their
smart.
looks
No.
exclusively.
Yeah.
Looks, absolutely. That's the currency of our world.
Yeah. 2 Leos over here, okay? And a Virgo. Let's be real.
Stay real, guilty horse. I'm at Corn Day and all things.
I'm Kelsey Darragh on all things.
I'm Garrick Bernard on all the things.
And until next time.
Get a kimchi seller.
Get a kimchi seller.